everyone. We're back. Another Tuesday. Another awesome day to talk all things racing. We got more than just NASCAR this week because F1 is back, baby. Let's go. Finally, F1 is back, and it is the same as when we left it. We got lots to discuss, from Antonelli winning in Miami, Chase Elliott winning Texas, and of course, a lot of fighting going on. A lot of people getting angry with each other all throughout. You won't want to miss this episode. We're going to get straight into it today. What an incredible weekend of racing, and I think there's only one place to start, and that is Chase Elliott winning Texas. His second win of the year. Chase Elliott looks like the guy I predicted was going to win the title. Just consistent, solid, and gets a couple wins. He's not as flashy as Tyler Reddick, I'll give you that, but Chase Elliott, he is waiting for his time to strike. I mean, he's with Hendrick Motorsports. Hendrick Motorsports knows how to steal championships in the last 10 weeks in this Chase era. It's Jack Knaus basically is licking his lips like, yep, Tyler Reddick wins 5 races, that's fine. I saw Kyle Busch win 8 in the regular season in 2008, and I still won my 3rd straight championship. Never count your chickens till they hatch, is what Chad Knaus is thinking. Unbelievable. I didn't get time today to make fancy result graphics. I've been pretty busy the last couple days, but that doesn't mean we can't look over the results. Chase Elliott winning in Texas. Absolute fantastic. I honestly slept on Chase Elliott when I was looking at my picks. I didn't necessarily pick him, but he's got the win in 2024. Now add 2026 to the list. This guy, he is doing things the way he knows how. Consistent, solid. Just going to flip myself this way. Look at that. Now it looks like I'm looking at it and I don't have to. Woohoo. But yeah, Denny Hamlin second. I mean, Kevin Harvick kept trying to tout him up. So great. But what happened? What happened, Kevin? Your guy, the guy that you were saying was gonna be unbeatable when he got out front. He never got back out front, did he? A lot of strategy really kept Denny Hamlin out of contention to win this race. It's just the way it unfortunately folds for some people. Some days it's your week, other days it's just not. Hang on, I'm just going to push the social media out here so other people can hop on in. All right. 3rd place, Alex Bowman, back-to-back top 3s. Look at that guy. You thought he was dead? Ha! He hasn't heard the bell yet. Alex Bowman is going to keep fighting until he is mathematically eliminated. He is not yet mathematically eliminated, so that's good. He still has a chance. And I mean, hey, you run top 3 the last few weeks of the year, you're going to be right there. If you kept running top 3, heck, you might put him as a title contender, even though he'd be like probably the 12th seed. I don't think he can get into the top 10 in points. But, you know, you run third most weeks going into the chase. You're going to put yourself in contention here. And then Tyler Reddick still should be the championship favorite. It's just disrespectful. 5 wins if you don't say he's still the championship favorite. Even though I say Chase Elliott is still going to win this title. I got to be respectful. Tyler Reddick, right there. Keeping him honest. Chris Buescher, his home track, finally gets a top 10 and a top 5. 5th place, just being silent. The silent assassin. Daniel Suarez. You know what? Kevin Harvick was really down on everyone. And there were a lot of people who proved him wrong. Daniel Suarez especially. Like, he definitely didn't start this race good. But as the old saying goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Daniel Suarez comes home 6th after sitting on the front row, along with the pole sitter Carson Hocevar, his teammate. This team continues to ride the momentum the Dente momentum that they got from their win in Talladega. He won the truck race. Now he finishes 7th in the Cup race. He jumps up. He is knocking on the door of top 5 in points. Like, do not sleep on this kid to be I said it last week, championship contender. Carson Hocevar could easily be that if this keeps up. He could easily do that. William Byron, my pick to win. Just a 15th place car all day and manages to get an 8th place. So we will take that. That was really good. He was kind of just silent most of the day. I saw him slowly creeping up after the spin. He got spun out there. But, yeah, had to claw his way back after that. Gets an 8th place finish. Bubba Wallace is 9th. That's a good rebound. This team's had some big struggles, and they had struggles in practice. They wrecked out, just blatant, all on their own, just looped it, hit the wall, went to a backup car, finished 9th. Ryan Blaney, another pick. One of my 3 drivers this week, and he was just the craziness of this race really kept Ryan Blaney silent all day long. It's quite shocking, really, that Ryan Blaney wasn't much more of a threat in this race, but oh well. Riley Herbst proving the haters wrong. 11th place. Good for him. I know he was running like 7th at one point in this race, so good on him to get a result out of it. I know at Bristol, I kind of laid into him that he had a good run going and then did Riley Herbst things and didn't get the finish. So glad to see that for him. Eric Jones, 12th. Man, oh man, Legacy knows how to run at Texas. Last year, they both got top 10s. Here they were both running for another set of top 10s, and we'll talk about John Hunter Nemechek later on. But you know what? Eric Jones quietly worked his way up. He was probably a 20th place car all day long. But you know, once again, doesn't matter where you're running. As long as when that checkered flag falls, you're in good spot. Eric Jones makes the most out of Texas. That's a good track for him. Brad Keselowski, 13th. Man, oh man. This guy, he is going to continue to do this. This is where he should be most weeks, and that's where he is. Running inside the top 15 every single week. This RFK, I touted him up all off season that this was going to be a team to watch out for. 13th, yeah, it's okay, but I mean, last year we were talking about like 30th, so good on them. Ryan Preece right behind them. We'll talk about his penalty. Ryan Preece, kind of just quiet. All the RFK cars were very quiet. They just minded their P's and Q's, and they all got top 15 finishes. Austin Cindric, the definition of silent. I didn't really hear much from him, but top 15 will take it. Connor Zilic, the rookie, being silent. A lot of silent people. There were kind of some noisemakers, but they were all towards the back of the finishing order. Same with SVG, 17th. I mean, you look through this and you think, man, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got 19th. Like, good on him. And it's because people like Kyle Busch, who ran top 10 all day long, finished 20th. That was just horrific. Kyle Busch looked like the championship contender. This is why I said that Kyle Busch could still make the chase. Remember, last week, he entered the points 66 back of the chase. Well, I'm going to spoil it right now for you, folks. He's 60 back. He had to average 4 points. He got 6. This guy can still do it even when he's having a bad week. Kyle Busch still in contention to make the chase. And the first week with Andy Street is looking mighty beautiful. If we get this at Watkins Glen, at Nashville, at Pocono, like, this team will contend for a spot in the chase. I don't know about a win, but I mean, if you're contending for a chase spot, you probably can win at least one race. All things considered there. John Hunter Nemechek, we'll talk more about that incident later on, but John Hunter Nemechek was about a 15th place car all day. Sadly, 21st because of his incident with Kyle Busch. Zane Smith quietly 22nd. Chase Briscoe got into Kyle Larson on like one of the first round of pit stops. Damaged the car, was never the same again. 23rd. Man, I really thought Chase Briscoe was going to make me look good. But unfortunately, pit road took me out of that one. But you know what? You win some, you lose some. It is what it is. Ty Dillon, AJ Allmendinger. The colleague cars, you know something's going well when you're finishing out of a the best Trackhouse car, Ross Chastain. Don't know why Ross is so far back. I feel like Ross was running further up, but maybe just that pit cycle and he got trapped. Michael McDowell, man, when Spire's looking good and then you just see Michael McDowell, like, this guy really shouldn't have left front row, to be honest with you. Like, at this point, the gamble to leave, and I think front row would take Michael McDowell back. I do think he makes teams better. I think this is just kind of one of those where it's like, it's not really there. I mean, they've got so much money coming into that team. It would not surprise me if Michael McDowell is not back with Spire. But Daniel Suarez and Carson Hocevar are. Noah Greg's at 28th. Man, oh man, front row. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's a car. There's a car available for Michael McDowell. Maybe you swap him. Maybe Noah just doesn't work well in this Ford system. I saw some people say he should go back to Junior Motorsports. I don't think he needs to go back to the O'Reilly Series. I think he is a Cup contender. I just don't think it's working out at front row. And we're going to have to see what they can do. Maybe a manufacturer change is what Noah Gragson needs. Josh Berry, 29th. Unlike last year when he spun out while leading the race, Josh Berry wasn't a factor, which was kind of shocking. But 29th, this is kind of where this car is at this point. The next gen has just not been kind to the Wood brothers, and it's unfortunate. It's a car that should have really helped them. Cody Ware is 30th, but that's because everyone else behind him had problems. Corey Heim, man oh man, led 69 laps in the 6-7 car. Like, I honestly thought Corey Heim was going to win this race at one point because he was stretching it longer than anyone else. So when everyone else pit, Corey Heim was staying out. When Corey Heim was pitting, everyone was staying out. Like, Corey Heim basically was the contrarian of the group and basically said, I got nothing to lose, so why not pit? Why not stay out? Like, Corey Heim honestly could have won the race with the crazy strategy that they were doing. It also helped that that car just looked beautiful. That neon yellow, man, looked fantastic leading at Texas. Sucks, though, that he, I think, cut a tire down or something happened that he cut a tire down and wrecked out. Really hate it for him. Todd Gilliland. Man, oh man, you want to talk about bad luck. Todd Gilliland was going to be fine until Christopher Bell came along. And you can say the same thing. Chris Bell was going to be fine until Todd Gilliland came around. Like, just wrong place, wrong time to spin. Todd Gilliland just wrecks the splitter, and that car's done. So, I believe he finished... Oh, how many laps down was he? Yeah, he's 254. I think he's about the same as Corey Heim. Chad Fincham, 33rd. That team's just popping back up. Kyle Larson, man, this team, for all the greatness, they missed it this week at Texas. Like, they just weren't fast. They just weren't fast, and it showed up, and they were trying to get more than they could, and unfortunately lost the car and wiped out. Just really sucks for the 5 team, but they'll come back. They'll come back stronger. They're going on a year of not winning. I think it ends really, really soon. I mean, I've been on the bandwagon that winless streaks break. Winless streaks are meant to be broken. I said it about Jimmy Johnson. I said it about Kyle Busch. I'm going to say it about Kyle Larson. You can't keep good drivers out of victory lane. Unfortunately for Jimmy, he's yet to return. But we got 2 more chances. San Diego and the 2027 Daytona 500. Cole Custer, 35th. Not really sure what happened there. Looks like just pure pace didn't have... Oh, no, he got ran into by Joey Logano. That's right. Sorry, I forgot who took out Logano there for a second. Yeah, Cole Custer was just stopping and then got ran over. So, sucks for them. Car looked really great, though. Ty Gibbs, this guy got shunted by Ryan Preece, apparently, and just wrecked out. Ty Gibbs probably could have had another solid day going. We'll see how this affects him. We will see how getting taken out, whether it was intentional or not, affects Ty Gibbs going into Watkins Glen. Gibbs is a pretty good road racer, so he should run well, but we will have to wait and see if this kind of starts a spiral or if they bounce back and run top 10. Both can happen. Both can happen. Joey Logano 37th ran into Cole Custer and just tore the front nose off, damaged the front wheel, and was done for the day. That was just a shocking one. Like, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention to that at the time, but like, focus forward, focus forward, focus forward. When everyone's around you, don't worry about what guys are doing behind you. Just focus forward on what you need to do to get out of pit road. But everyone's pushing it to the very limit. Joey Logano 37th, just another bad day. And Christopher Bell, you want to talk about the definition of bad day? Guys leading the race. Suddenly this bright yellow car spins out in front of you. You dive to the bottom thinking you're going to miss it and get clipped by the slimmest of margins and wreck out of the race and finish dead last. Like, that is just gut-wrenching for the 20 team. Like, Christopher Bell honestly has not looked like a championship contender this year. And this is just continued proof. But they can turn it around. There's still a long way to go. We're only 11 in, 15 weeks left in the regular season. A lot can happen. A lot can change. Christopher Bell could go into the chase with like the last 3-week wins. Ryan Blaney won the last 2 races back in like 2021 going into the chase. Or at that time, the playoffs. All right. But now, let's look at your standings. And is it any shock Tyler Reddick is still up front? 4th place. But I believe the gap didn't grow that much. 109. Let's look at what the points were leaving Talladega. It was 110. We made 1 point. The field made up 1 point. Denny Hamlin has earned himself 1 additional point over Tyler Reddick. At this rate, it'll be 4 seasons before anyone passes Tyler Reddick. Some bad things are going to have to happen to Reddick, honestly. Or someone's going to have to go on a generational run. And maybe Chase Elliott can do that. Who knows? I mean, he's the only one with multiple wins right now, so it begs the question. But yeah, Tyler Reddick continues to lead the points. He's got a 109-point gap over Denny Hamlin, 117 over Chase Elliott. That compares pretty nicely. That's a big chunk. That's a win right there. Chase Elliott goes from 144 back of Reddick to now 117. And this is why I said I think that Chase Elliott is still going to be the champion, because he took a huge chunk out. It is going to take shovels. Tyler Reddick is more than likely going to be leading these points till at least race 18. But do not be surprised if we get a battle on our hands going into Daytona. And it could very well be Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick. And wouldn't that be something? Ryan Blaney just didn't have a good day. 155 back now. He's kind of just fallen out of this. Chris Buescher making his way into the scene here. Minus 181. Still doable. Still able to get back into it. But this team's got to win. This team's got to win if anyone's going to take them seriously. Or at least look like a winner. If they won Talladega, I think we would be having a much different story. But, I mean, right now, it's not necessarily a fake 5th place. But it just kind of feels like, yeah, you're 5th. But are you really a contender right now? Carson Hocevar, 6th place. See, the tale of 2 tapes. I can make the argument that Carson Hocevar is a championship contender before I would make the argument that Chris Buescher is a championship contender, even though Chris Buescher is ahead of Carson Hocevar in points and currently finds himself minus 181 to Carson's 193. So that is a 12-point gap between those two. But I would still give Carson the edge. I think Carson is a championship contender right now. And that's shocking to think, because going into the beginning of the season, I don't think I had him making the chase. But boy, is Carson Hocevar on a run right now. I could see a world right now where we have Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, and Carson Hocevar all battling for the regular season title. Like, Denny Hamlin is just here because he's second in points. I mean, he hasn't done anything really to wow. I mean, he has the Vegas win, and you could make the argument he could have 3 wins right now, and we'd have a championship battle on our hands had he won Martinsville, had he won Texas. But instead, Chase Elliott, it's kind of funny that that Chase Elliott's wins have come at the expense of Denny Hamlin, who had a very good race car all day long, but just for one reason or another, just didn't get the win. Ty Gibbs drops to 7th in points. Kyle Larson drops to 8th. These guys, even though Ty Gibbs has a win, it still doesn't feel like this is a real championship team yet. I know at one point they're 4th, but they've been hemorrhaging now. They've dropped now 3 spots in the last couple weeks. Something's got to change there. They got to get back on that momentum. They got to get back to it. They crashed out at Talladega. They crashed out here. This one, I'm very interested to see how this affects them going to a track that they should be running well at. Same with Kyle Larson. I am starting to ask questions about what's going on. I'm not blaming anyone. I still think he can win. He could easily win this weekend at Watkins Glen. Do not be surprised if on Thursday we are talking about can Kyle Larson win it at Watkins Glen. But, I mean, it is kind of strange to be talking about a 36-race winless streak for the defending champ, which is even weirder to say. Brad Keselowski, 9th, 2 RFK cars inside the top 10. Really good stuff. I think this is why no one wants to sell them a third charter. I think this might be the reason no one wants to sell them a third charter. They don't want to get these 3 in there all the time. They want to have a shot at top 10 in points. William Byron, top 10, gets back up into contention here. I mean, this guy, he's lurking. This is the sleeper right now. William Byron, a sleeper. Let's actually look at William's stats here. 6 top 10s, 2 top 5s, but 2 DNFs have kind of put him behind the 8 ball at the moment. Sorry, I don't need the best viewers. I already have the best viewers. But thank you very much for ousting yourself. Banned. Goodbye. All right. Bubba Wallace, 11th. He is kind of on the threshold of where I think you can still win this title based on the seeding. And then Christopher Bell. The reason a lot of these guys have green is because Bell's got a lot of red. -3 in the standings. -235 back. There's a little bit of a gap going into this week. And Bell could run really well at Watkins Glen. He's a pretty good road course racer. So I don't see Bell slipping this week. If he has a bad week, he could basically put himself in jeopardy of being around these cut line guys right now. But at the moment, Bell's got a little bit of a cushion here. He shouldn't slip too much more before we say goodbye to Fox. He should probably end the Fox portion of the schedule in the top 12. But there will probably be a bit of a gap. If he, depending on how this week at Watkins Glen goes, he could have a gap, or he could have a gap to make up, or a gap of cushion. It's one of the two. Ryan Preece. This is post the penalty. Ryan Preece is 253. Now, if I go over here, actually I want to find this. We're not going to watch this yet. I just want to figure it out. 25 points. So, let's go. Minus 250. Oh, come on. No. 253. How do I tell this to be minus? Plus 25 points. Minus 228. So, Bell would be lower. Ryan Preece would be 12th in the points. So, this is what a penalty of 25 points does. Is it takes you from currently being 12th, and he would be right on Bubba Wallace's heels, to now in danger of dropping to Daniel Suarez. So, that's what that is. So, Ryan Preece could, because, look, there's a lot of people. You're here. You can make the argument that Preece could make it in the top 10. Could you imagine all 3 RFK cars in the top 10. Like, you tell someone that in 2024, even when Brad Keselowski's winning, they wouldn't believe you. They'd be like, where did they get the third car from? Ryan Preece is the guy? Like, you're telling me Ryan Preece, the guy driving the 41, is going to be top 10 in points in 2026? Yeah, right. This team may be fine, but they are a dark horse at best. Oh, wait, they haven't won a race either? It's insane. Like, RFK could easily be a championship contender. Like, there is a ton, right? I'm going to have to make a whole video on who is currently my top 10 championship contenders. I'm probably going to do that after Watkins Glen because we're going to have a bit of a break here for the All-Star race and just figure out who is a championship contender and who is a championship pretender right now. Because honestly, there are contenders and there are pretenders, and I think Ryan Preece is a contender right now. Daniel Suarez, 14th. He could make the chase, honestly. The guy's running well enough. He's qualifying well enough. This is just such a stark difference. Like, I think 2 years ago, people thought Daniel Suarez going to Spire would have been... I don't think they could have done this. Because, like, 2 years ago, Spire and Trackhouse have now switched places. Like, Trackhouse barely managing to be in the playoffs, and Spire has 2 cars in right now. Like, it's insane. Austin Cindric quietly in the chase. I don't think many people are going to be talking about him, but we're going to give him his love right here. 15th. He's in it right now. Good on him. He's proven all the people he needs to prove that he deserves to be in that 2 car. But, again, I think his ride depends on what happens with the 48 car. If Alex Bowman's on the table, we have a conversation. But if Alex Bowman is staying in the 48, then I think Austin Cindric will also stay in the 2 car at this point. Chase Briscoe back into chase contention after Joey Logano's misfortune. He has fallen now outside of the playoffs by 7 points. You know, like, right now, let's look at the heavy hitters missing the chase right now. You have Joey Logano, you have Ross Chastain, you have, of people who we expect to make the chase, Alex Bowman is also missing. Like, 3 big names, and they are currently, in my opinion, being replaced by Daniel Suarez, Ryan Preece, and Carson Hocevar. Like, obviously, last year we had Austin Dillon in, and so that would be the Brad Keselowski spot. Like, the 4 it's insane to look at the points from 1 year ago and how much they've changed so far. And the fact we're looking at a chase that could be Logano, 1 Penske car misses, probably 1 Hendrick car will miss just because of the vertigo, which is not his fault. We should not pin that blame on Alex Bowman. But yeah, and we're going to miss one, maybe all 3 Trackhouse cars, because Ross Chastain sits here in 18th in points. SVG is 19th in points going into Watkins Glen. This is a must-win weekend. If we are going to have a serious conversation about Shane Van Gisbergen getting into the chase, because there's 2 more shots after this weekend to win a race and to really make up some points. He already gave away 15 points at Coda. And so if you add 15 here, that is minus 296. So he goes up to 18th. And if he wins again, like, he'll be right in amongst that range. It's going to be tight. SVG making the chase is a 50-50, but I think he has... Really, it comes down to this. If he wins out on the road courses, he's got a shot. If he loses Watkins, his chase... SVG's chase hopes could be made this weekend. If he wins this weekend, his hopes to make the chase stay alive. If he loses, I'm writing him off. Because I think he has to win out on these 3 road course races in order to make the chase. If he doesn't do that, I don't think he makes the chase. He's better than he was last year, but he's not good enough to be a chase driver yet. He could probably make it next year. I would be willing to say that this time next year we're talking about SVG in the chase, But at this point, I think he is still needing to lean on his road course prowess and win out these next 3 road course races. And then it starts right here at the Glen. If he loses the Glen, I think he's done. I think his chase hopes are done. AJ Allmendinger back inside the top 20. Wow, Colleague, for the fact they have no support, is doing better than all these guys who, for the most part, have support from their manufacturer. Zane Smith, 21st in points, but not by much. He's down 1 point. Eric Jones could easily find himself inside the top 20. He's 3 back. There is such a hornet's nest going on right now in this part of the chase. Mike McDowell, 23rd. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 24th. Todd Gillen, 25th. But if you look at it, he's only 13 back. Have a good run at Watkins Glen. Get some stage points. Anyone could be top 20. Kyle Busch, right there. Austin Dillon with him, tied. Riley Herbst is 28th. John Nemechek's 29th. Josh Berry dropped a few spots. Noah Gregson is 31st. Ty Dillon. Connor Zilich. Zilich could be starting to look at this weekend as his get-right weekend. Start showing why he was brought in. At least for this year. He'll probably get better at the ovals as his career progresses, but right now, his best shot to earn points are these road course weekends. Alex Bowman finds himself within striking distance. He's 40 back of getting inside the top 30, so it probably won't happen. But he could probably find himself around Ty Dillon. If he's 32nd in points, that'd be a good week for him. Slowly making his way back up. He's not a bad road course racer. Last win, Chicago Street Race. Cody Ware's 35th. Cole Custer is 36th in points. And only by 1, so the fight to not be last is on right now between those two. And then, of course, you got your part-timers Casey Mears and BJ McLeod. So, that is your results there for the point standings. Now, let's move on and let's talk about tempers. Because 2 big things happened this weekend in the NASCAR race that I think are worth discussing. And number 1, the one that everyone's been talking about, the one that NASCAR looked at and decided no penalty, is Kyle Busch and John Hunter Nemechek. Now, let's go back over to here. And let's first put me back on the right side. Boom. Shrink. So, let's watch and see what happens here. So this is going to be a replay of this event. Kyle Busch just completely turned right here, and didn't realize John Hunter Nemechek was right there. And Kyle Busch, in his anger, just junks John Hunter, like knocks that toe leg out and just sends John Hunter into the wall, and they all finish 20th and 21st, as we've already seen. Now, Kyle Busch took to Twitter because people were dogging him. And I think John Hunter also might have took to Twitter first. I forget who took to Twitter first. I think it was Kyle Busch, who posted that there was space between the wall and John Hunter. Now, as we ride on board, let's slowly go through this here, because we've got the power of playback speed. Let's shrink this to half speed. In my opinion, and I don't have SMT data, so this is just my opinion on this, John Hunter has come down a little bit, and Kyle Busch has come up. I think it was 2 guys. One's going up, one's coming down. They make contact. It's very subtle. Kyle Busch has come up more than John Hunter Nemechek has come down on this replay. But you can see Ryan Blaney is this far over on the right. So there is clearly some space here. And I think when you race around people, you almost get in a habit of what's going to happen. Like how far up you can get before you're going to be in their door. So I think Kyle expected John Hunter to give him the space that he needed to kind of get up to the wall. John Hunter was going to be further over this way. Kyle Busch was going to be able to slide up, and he just slid and didn't realize that John Hunter wasn't going to get all the way up to the wall. And so Kyle, out of just frustration, just thought, fine. Like, I think this is just a moment where he loses his cool. And Kyle Busch has been known to do this. So this isn't anything new from Kyle Busch. Now, both people have an equal right, in my opinion here, to be angry with each other. Kyle Busch has every right to be angry at John Hunter because he got taken out. There was space on the wall. Whether we want to claim that that's a fair enough, valid crash out or not, the point is, John Hunter and Nemechek did leave room between he and the wall, and Kyle Busch slid up and assumed John Hunter was going to give him more space than he did. Kyle Busch has every right to be angry about that. Now, John Hunter definitely has every right to be angry that Kyle Busch just sends him into turn 3 and ships him up into the wall. Like, in my opinion, that's not necessary. Kyle Busch can be mad and go have a good old-fashioned heart-to-heart on pit road with John Hunter and maybe do a little bit of shoving. But in terms of just flat-out wiping him out, yeah, John Hunter Nemechek has every right to be the most angry about this. And it seems like Kyle Busch is the most angry about this. Because I don't think John Hunter was expecting Kyle Busch just to slide up through him. And, yeah, I think both people have an equal right to be angry with each other. And we'll see what carries over. I mean, the All-Star race is going to be coming up. And if these two find themselves battling for one of those non-elimination spots in the middle of the All-Star race, because they will be knocking people out of the All-Star race, maybe Kyle Busch has one coming to him, or John Hunter's got something coming to him. At this point, Kyle Busch has already used up his shot. If Kyle Busch wiped out John Hunter, I would have to hold Kyle Busch accountable for that. But yeah. So, that was the first one. Then this second one, the one NASCAR did penalize, is Ryan Preece. And they posted this replay along with the penalty. So, let's ride on board here. They're side by side down the back straightaway. I think this is towards the stage 1, stage 2, somewhere around there. Let's go back. So, as we go into turn 3 here, you can see this car slows down in front of Ty Gibbs. So Ty Gibbs is checking up, and Ryan Preece doesn't check up and just taps Ty in the back bumper, and Ty Gibbs goes out of control. Was this necessary for the penalty that NASCAR levied against this 60 team? Because apparently Ryan Preece expressed slight anger with Ty Gibbs? Well, let's see. Ryan Preece was penalized 25 points and fined $50,000 following an incident with Joe Gibbs racing driver Ty Gibbs in Sunday's NASCAR Cup Series race at Texas Motor Speedway. 25 points. We already said that was one spot. He could be contending for top 10 in points. Instead, he is going to be like on the verge of finding himself competing not to fall out of the chase, at least the way the current structure is. And $50,000. Like, what in the world? I'm sorry, NASCAR. I love you. But goodness gracious. This, you are going to penalize somebody for that. For just a little tap. Like, it's... Like, if anyone is going to be crashing out right now, it's Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece should be crashing out, because this is not nearly as egregious as what Kyle Busch does to John Hunter. Like, that's about as innocent of a, hey, I'm not happy with you, to just go up there and just shove him. It's Ty Gibbs' job to handle the race car. Like, that is insane. I cannot believe NASCAR penalized him for that. It's, goodness gracious. Like, we want to talk about boys have at it. That is the exact opposite of boys have at it. Like, come on, NASCAR. You know better than to penalize that. Like, you're not going to... Everyone was so concerned that you're going to ban the Carson Hocevar celebration because that's kind of what you do. And then you announce you're not. But then you go out and you start penalizing Ryan Preece for that. Nah. Come on. The most inconsistent thing about NASCAR is their consistency to be inconsistent. Like, goodness gracious. Absolutely ridiculous. Cannot believe it that we're going to allow Kyle Busch to basically commit an act of atrocity on John Hunter Nemechek. And Ryan Preece takes his slight anger out on Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs can't catch the car and wrecks out. And we're going to penalize him? Makes no sense. No sense being made here. All right, but that's not the only racing we had going on. Obviously, the O'Reilly race won by Kyle Larson. The truck race won by Carson Hocevar. And, of course, Formula One came back. Wow. They had 1 month off because of 2 races being canceled because of something called the Iran War. It felt like forever. But they came back. And, things pretty much were the same as they have been when they left back in March. They hadn't raced since March 27th. And it was May 3rd when they finally got racing again. And it was won by one Kimi Antonelli. Boy, this Kimi Antonelli is just having a season so far. Like, let's look. Guy wins his 3rd race in a row. His 3rd career F1 race. And wins his 3rd straight pole. And his 3rd pole of his career. Like, this guy is batting 1,000 right now when it comes to poles and going to victory lane. Like, absolutely insane. He gets that win. Mercedes just on fire right now. George Russell, his teammate, is 4th. And right between them is the McLaren sandwich, Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. This could be the title fight, but I fear that the problems in the first 2 races to both Piastri and Norris have kind of taken them out of contending with Mercedes, unless Mercedes has some heinous problem. But usually they don't tend to do that. Mercedes are pretty reliable when it comes to their cars. Max Verstappen, top 5. Man, there was once a time where everyone was talking... I was thinking about this week. There was once a time where everyone was talking about Formula One, and it just happened to be because Max Verstappen was winning everything. Max is no longer winning everything, and I don't hear nearly the people talk about Formula One like they used to. So I'm, like, as much as we want to sit and complain about people winning all the time, and I get it, I am a victim of this too, that when Max Verstappen was winning everything, it was like, well, what's the point of getting up at 6:30 in the morning when I know Max Verstappen's going to win? But the popularity of Formula One, at least in my eyes, has gone down quite drastically, and that is coinciding with Max Verstappen not being the guy he used to be. Now, that's not saying that Max Verstappen not being good at the current moment has caused Formula One's popularity to diminish. It just happens to be 2 things that are happening. It's correlation, not causation. Lewis Hamilton, 6th. Man, Lewis, come on. As a Ferrari fan, this pains me that they can be so good on those initial starts, look like so much is going to go well for them, and then the Mercedes come right back. So do the McLarens. It makes it tough. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Colapinto right there in 7th place, and that's because Charles Leclerc had a penalty that dropped him to 8th. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And that really hurt them in the constructors trying to keep up with Mercedes. But look at this. 2 Williams. Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon get top 10 finishes there in the points. Really good for them. Ollie Behrman, despite that crazy crash before the break, he comes back and finishes 11th. Gabriel Bortoleto gets a 12th. Esteban Ocon gets 13th. I believe it's Arvin Lindblad. I'm sorry, Lindblad, if I pronounced your name wrong. Absolutely gutted it. 14th with the Racing Bulls. Fernando Alonso, Sergio Perez, Lance Stroll, and Valtteri Bottas. They are the last drivers that finished the race. Then you got Nico Hülkenberg, who did not finish the race. Not exactly certain what happened that took him out on that one. Liam Lawson also made some contact with Pierre Gasly that sent Gasly up into the barriers, and those two DNF'd. They were talking about maybe a penalty for Liam Lawson, but I think the penalty of finishing 20th should be good enough. And then Isaac Hadjar hit the outer barrier and just doomed himself, just overdrove it and biffed it. That was that. So, with that, we look at the driver standings here. And Kimi Antonelli, to nobody's surprise, much like Tyler Reddick, is leading the points. 100 points, a 20-point lead over George Russell, his teammate. Charles Leclerc sits in third, and surprisingly, Lando Norris is fourth. Now, he's basically 50 points back of Kimi Antonelli, which is why I don't think McLaren's really going to be putting up much of a fight to Mercedes. But he's tied with Lewis Hamilton. Fourth is tied. Oscar Piastri, despite not starting the first two races, finds himself sixth in the points. But I mean, 57 back of the championship leader. He's going to have to go on a generational run. Max Verstappen, who would have thought this? 26 points and is seventh in the standings. That fifth is probably the best thing that could have happened for that team. Ollie Behrman is eighth with 17 points. Pierre Gasly, these two are going to be fighting it out here, 8th and 9th. Liam Lawson is 10th in the points with 10 points. And then you got Colapinto with 7 points in 11th. Lindblad is 12th. Hadjar is 13th. This guy's just had a tough start to the year. I mean, that first race gets taken out. This last race gets taken out. All just by nothing. It's not because of bad luck. It's just overdriving. Carlos Sainz is 14th. Bortoleto is 15th. Ocon is 16th. 17th is Albon. Hülkenberg is 18th. 19th is Bottas. 20th is Perez. And the two Aston Martins are 21st and 22nd. Whoop-dee-doo. Whoop-dee-doo. I wish they were more competitive. These four would actually make a season very fun. I know people don't like Lance Stroll, but gotta rep. Gotta rep a little here, but oh well. And then we go and look at the all-important here. Let's see. The all-important Constructors' Championship. This is what people care about, right? Mercedes having a dog walk on Ferrari right now by 70 points, but Ferrari's got bigger fish to fry because McLaren is right on their tails at 94 to 110. And then Red Bull is at 30. This is a 3-horse race for the Constructors. It's basically a fight for second at this point, but I mean, I wouldn't count out McLaren to still give, it's a race for second right now. 70 points. These guys are separated by 16 points. And then here it's 64 back. So it's right now the race really is for second. Red Bull at 4th. Alpine in 5th. They could maybe take over Red Bull if Isaac Hadjar keeps struggling. Haas is 6th. Who would have thought that in 2018 when Drive to Survive was first starting? They could easily make a run at 5th. Racing Bulls. There's a little bit of a challenge here right now. You got Red Bull, Alpine, Haas, Racing Bulls. They're all right there, all kind of within 16 points of each other. Williams, Audi, Cadillac, and Aston Martin have yet to record points for the two final teams. But yeah, Kimi Antonelli on a tear. I think I picked Russell to win the World Drivers' Championship. I kind of forget. Still a long ways to go. Home track, Canada. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting to watch. Be on the greatest day of racing. And I think that they are going to make it just after the Indy 500. and before the Coca-Cola 600. So good on them not to screw anything up. Now let's hope the weather pans out very nicely. But yeah, so that is that for the most part. Another awesome weekend. We got a lot of fun stuff. It is NASCAR focused once again. Watkins Glen is this coming weekend. Really cool week with Chase Elliott. Could go back to back. Who knows? SVG could show up. Kyle Larson could make his return to victory lane. So we will be talking about all that and much more on Thursday. IndyCar is back, the Indy GP. But yeah, let me know. Chat, if you guys want to ask me anything, this is a good opportunity to. We'll sit here and chat for a bit and figure out what is all going on. If you got a hot take you want me to react to, leave it down below. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. It is the best way to support us and keep this channel going. I got more videos coming out. Shorts, as always. My 3 drivers on Friday. But yeah, we're getting into the last little bit of Fox here. So. But yeah, if you guys got nothing, I think that's going to do it. I'm not going to waste your time here. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back Thursday to preview the upcoming weekend. Thank you all for tuning in. I will talk to you guys later on. Bye.